Hey, today I'm going to go to a place called Shinn's Ditch. It's a man-made ditch that is a slightly lower elevation than this large swamp above it. So it has almost like a little, sometimes when there's a lot of rain, it has a little tiny waterfall, really small and rapid type things with lots of rocks in it, which is kind of cool as the water drains from the swamp to Shinn's Ditch, and then Shinn's Ditch drains into the Withlacoochee River. It's a rather dreary day out today. Hopefully it'll clear up and the sun will come out. Be nice to see the sun. As you can probably hear, that's the call of the crane, sandhill crane, in the distance. But I tell you what, today it is steamy and muggy. It's like very tropical rainforest type of air. You can feel how heavy the air is. There's so much moisture in it. Man, I haven't sweat like this in a long time. So just all this moisture in the air, it's really, I have to clean my lens cap, or my lens, every time I use the camera. There, my friends, is an eastern garter snake. See if we can get a closer look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. My reptile channels would probably be able to give me a better idea. But there's his head. There, he's just hanging out. Pretty snake. I'll leave him alone. I don't like to mess with them, pick them up unless it's something really unique. And of course, I'd never pick up a venomous snake. Swamp camper, he likes to pick up the snakes all the time, but I kind of leave him alone. Well, I made it to Shinn's Ditch here. Water level's up a little bit. It's not too bad. Here's where, when it gets really, water level gets really high, it's kind of neat to come here because you have this little bit of like babbling brook action, which is kind of cool. Because this swamp's a little bit higher elevation than Shinn's Ditch. Alright, let's keep going, see what we find down there. Here you can see the remains of a turtle nest. The eggs are open. Looks like probably a raccoon got to them. But I usually see these a lot where the raccoons or other predators get to the turtle nest and eat the eggs. Looks like here, I don't know if it was from the hurricane, but there's a lot of downed cypress trees in the swamp here. That's the first real major effects I've seen of the storm. If that was the case, that these were downed recently, or if these have been down for a while, I don't know. There's a lot in there, like matchsticks, just lying down in the middle of the cypress swamp. And here we're coming up to some nice sandy beachfront property in the middle of the swamp. A whole bunch of water striders on the surface of the water. I don't know if they'll come out on the camera. This is just a public service announcement. If you're ever hiking, camping in Florida, you know, a few days or something, and you're using natural sources for the water, never bend down and get water, because alligators will tend to hide, and you can see it's clear, and then it gets awfully dark really quick. And if you bend down, that's like something that they wait for, animals that come to the water to drink. So you need to be really careful when you're getting water in a swampy area like this, to be aware of alligators. And never get water at night, because that's when they're mostly likely to feed. And yeah, so be careful about that, because when you bend down, you look a lot smaller and a lot more easier. You're also in a vulnerable position. So remember these things when if you're out in the swamps hiking and camping and you need water. Maybe have a lookout or something if you're with someone. But be careful with that. Always be aware of situations like that when you're at the water's edge. I'm coming up to some really tall shrubbery and grass here. I'm going to have to walk the gauntlet. I lathered up a little bit with bug spray again, because I don't want to get my ticks on Trail 66. Okay, here's some info about fire starting material. And all regions have different fire starting materials. I know up north some people use this fungi called chaga, birch bark. But here's one that you can get. It's the fibers that you'll find near the palm trees here. You can see here these fine fibers. They go up pretty easily. It's all wet now because we've had days of rain. But if you just look at the palms and look for the old, what's left, the remnants of the palm fronds, you could find really good fire starting material in there. So swamp camper would love that.